Hi, good evening. How are you?
Hi.
Thank you for being here. I'm Sam Beadle, and I'm an ensemble affiliate of Touchstone Theater. Have all of you worked with Touchstone before?
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, that makes me so happy to see all like the head shaking. Well, thank you for being here tonight. This is a really exciting night where we get to kind of look back at the past, where we come from, and then we can look forward to the future, which is Festival Unbound. But to begin the evening, I'd like to introduce Bill George, who is a founding member of Touchstone Theater, an ensemble member still, and actually one of the cast members from the filmed show we are about to watch. So without further ado, Bill George.
Can you hear me? Because I prefer not to use a microphone.
I can't hear you.
All right. I'm going to just say a few words of context, and I'd like to introduce Hank Barnett, and then we'll get on with the real business at hand, which is seeing this antique video that was so beautifully made by Aaron Barleeb, who's over there, I'm really pleased. It's really very exciting for us. You can say we're all, a titter here to have you here. So I just want to talk to you about context. Somebody's phone is on. Steelbound, came out 20 years ago. The steel was dying, and this was a traumatic event for all of us. We thought, to keep it simple, we try and do a piece of theater. And out of that, over a period of a couple of years, grew a partnership with Cornerstone Theater and with the Bloomsburg Theater Ensemble, and amazingly enough, Bethlehem Steel. So I want to particularly focus, there's so many things we could talk about tonight, but on how unusual it was for the Steel, for Hank and Steve Donchez particularly, who was our champion, for them to, have the courage to bring this little, theater company into their kitchen down there, and at this extremely emotional time, when there was a lot of anger, there was a lot of shame, sense of failure, there was a lot of sadness, a lot of fear about the future, and to have us, to bring us into that situation showed so much courage on the part of a business, which it's just an amazing thing. And I think it came when I was talking, when we were doing Festival Unbound, I was so grateful for that example. I asked Hank to come see and talk to me about working with businesses in the community. And Hank said, well, we really cared about what everybody was going through. And there were a lot of people who said, well, you're just asking for trouble. And we thought, well, people need some way to mark this transition. And I think that was creative, it was imaginative, and courageous, and it cost a pretty penny. I mean, they had to pave that whole thing. I don't know what the figures were. If Mark McKenna was here, I'd ask him, maybe he'd remember. Mark was the artistic director at Touchstone. At that time, I was just a poor actor. We got chained to the top of that ladle. I do want to say that was an electric first night.
Sure was.
There was a thunderstorm that first night. Paul, were you there?
I was. It was a huge storm.
And I was chained, with iron chains. And CBS television was there, and Channel 9 TV was there, And they were jumping around, you know, it was just like Zeus himself. Wow! And they were like, whoa! It's like, whoa! There was so much electricity. But the thing is that, and Aaron just said this when he came in, he said, you know, this is just a dry representation of that, you know, to try and capture the energy that was released is almost impossible. As a performer, I wasn't sure whether the lightning outside was causing the energy inside or whether the energy inside was causing the energy outside. You know, and I think it was because, so largely because the steel, which was in many ways, you know, the papa of this community for 100 and some years, was letting us in that circle. Everybody wanted to, it had a sense of community, a sense of honor to that place where iron was first made here. And it was something that I will always be grateful for. So with that, I just want to give Hank a chance to say a few words in defense of himself.